House Majority Leader Steve Scalise joins us this morning. Welcome back, sir. Always good to have you on the show.
Great to be back with you, Stuart. Thanks.
Do you know which government departments and which jobs President Trump is going to cut? Have you anything specific?
Well, it hasn't been laid out, but the irony of this whole thing is Chuck Schumer, who says how much he dislikes President Trump, by Chuck Schumer shutting the government down, he gives more power to Donald Trump. President Trump actually gets more power under the law. And by the way, Stuart, the law that says what happens during a shutdown goes back to the 1870s. And so that law basically says if there's a shutdown, it's the president who gets to decide what's essential and what's not in government funding. And so Chuck Schumer is shutting down the government to give illegals health care. Maxine Waters just confirmed that yesterday. And then they're going to actually, in doing this, not only disrupt the federal government, they're going to give President Trump more power. And so Russ Vought, OMB, has a lot of those decisions that they have to make. The law says it's up to the federal government through the executive branch now to make those determinations, and those determinations will start getting made today.
Congressman, I would imagine that you are quite happy with this shutdown because it does give extra power to the president to do what he wants to do.
Well, we didn't want this, and President Trump doesn't want this. Obviously, he has more power. If the law says he's got to use it, he's going to do his job. But we tried to prevent a government shutdown in the House. We actually voted and passed a bill 2 weeks ago that's still over in the Senate. Yesterday, they had yet another vote. And Chuck Schumer and most every Democrat stuck together and voted to keep the government shut down. They're going to, I think, have another opportunity today. And hopefully, look, if any American that's out there that doesn't agree with Chuck Schumer, doesn't agree that a government shutdown is something over illegal aliens makes sense, call Chuck Schumer and say, end this madness, go negotiate your differences with Republicans between now and November 21st, which is the short-term bill we sent to the Senate. But don't hold America hostage to the demands of Chuck Schumer and radical leftists to give illegals health care.
I want to bring this up. Last night, Congressman, Turning Point USA returned to Utah with heightened security for a campus event. Just watch this.
There is a lot of fear right now due to the amount of violence, but I do think that more of us need to stand up, and there are a lot of us standing up, as we can see.
A few weeks ago, you know, as we can see, there wasn't as much security, and just walking up to the venue, drones flying around, everything, it made the atmosphere feel more surreal almost.
I just want to continue to learn and grow my knowledge. I think that's what Charlie Kirk stood best for.
Congressman, you were seriously wounded in a shooting, I think it was in 2017. And my question about college campuses is, are conservatives safe on college campuses now?
Well, you know, it's a heightened alarm, unfortunately. You need to be more aware. I was so encouraged to see that event last night go on at Utah. It was planned before Charlie's assassination. We've got one on LSU's campus coming up. And, you know, our governor, Jeff Landry, is going to be filling in. Charlie was going to be, of course, putting on that event. But the event's still going to go on that Turning Point had planned in just a few days on LSU's campus. And young people are more engaged than I've ever seen before. And that's a good thing. It's sad what happened. It's horrible and heartbreaking what happened. But I tell you, it's sparked a movement even stronger. You know, Turning Point was a movement Charlie started. This movement is only going to grow stronger, as Eric, as Widow said. And I think last night was a clear example of that. Young people want to learn. They want to know, you know, what is it that these different sides are about? Let's debate them. Let's not yell and punch each other and threaten each other and kill each other.
Well, a lot of our viewers and I myself were kind of outraged at what the left is saying about Charlie Kirk and his legacy. Ilhan Omar, for example, she said that Kirk had no legacy to leave behind. When you look at that crowd, she's obviously wrong, and I can't understand why she says such hateful things at a time like this. To you, Senator, Congressman, last word to you.
It's disgraceful, you know, to see some people, and look, I pray, of course, for Charlie and his family. I have a strong faith, like Charlie had a strong faith. But you also need to pray for people who have hate in their heart. You know, why would you celebrate the death of another human being? You have some kind of hate in your heart that's bigger than what what that person is that you seem to express hatred towards. Nobody should have that kind of hatred in their life. I pray that they can release that kind of hatred and just get back to being what America's about. America's about celebrating our differences. We don't try to kill our political opponents. It's not who our country is.
Congressman, a pleasure to have you on the show, and I hope you're well these days. I believe you are, and it's great to see you. Come back and see us anytime you like, sir.
God is good. Thanks so much, Stuart. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.